Pulls the trigger. Jets!
Welcome to the Cockpit. My name's Ryan and I'll be your pilot tonight. I am oh so excited to talk to all of you about your favorite trade that could happen on draft day. I put a poll in the comment section. You guys can answer that on your way in. What trade would you like to see happen? Trade down with the Steelers, trade down with the Saints, trade for a player, or maybe a trade up. We're going to go through a few different ones of these, and then we will jump into the calls. Calls are going to start, as always, at 8:15. Bam! And then I get 3 minutes for each caller. You guys can plead your case. What do you want to see happen? Just oh so much that could happen. And I can't wait for the draft. You guys see our promo video? It was pretty cool. Green Bean edited it. Oh, excited. All right, so let's discuss trade options. Let's go. First one, trading down with the Steelers. In a situation where we're trading down with the Steelers, you're probably looking at, at least this year's first, next year's first, which has a lot of value because we don't have the 2 first-round picks next year. We have plenty of draft picks this season, so it's going to be something that maybe we look to maybe continue this stockpile of picks in years to come. Now, with the Steelers trade down, you're probably getting a wide receiver in that, along with a bunch of other picks in the middle rounds, like second round, third round, in addition to next year's, other picks that would be included, which isn't really that bad because then you're getting guys that are helping you this year. With the Saints trade, you're probably getting the 2 firsts this year, and then maybe a throw-in pick, might be an additional pick next year. Like maybe it's a second round pick in 2023. Or a third round pick or something along those lines. The 2 first round picks for the Saints this year do add up point wise to the number 4 overall pick. So you're probably trying to figure out what makes the most sense. It would be nice to get somewhere in that 16 to 19 range because I think that's the sweet spot for guys like Nakobe Dean or Tyler Linderbaum or maybe even a Jameson Williams, a receiver that you may not have felt 100% confident taking at number 10. Maybe you want to get your edge rusher there, and then you slide a little bit further back. All possible. There's the option of trading for a player, a guy like Deebo Samuel, a guy like A.J. Brown, a guy like McLaurin down in D.C., all these guys are apparently holding out of team practices until they receive new contracts, which means it opens the door for our New York Jets to potentially wheel and deal a little bit. I think that was a big note for the Tyreek Hill trade, because even though I knew we were not getting Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was never going to sign a contract here. But it showed the rest of the league, hey, look, the Jets are willing to give up 2 seconds and a third. If this guy's not going to sign a contract, or if he wants to ask for the moon, maybe we see who's on the board at the Jets pick at 35 or the Jets pick at 38. A team like San Francisco, who doesn't have any picks because of the Trey Lance trade up, could definitely be a thing. Ooh, I still have the Gitmo Bob card on the ticker. All right, let's fix that. Love you, Gitmo, but no card. Okay, so do you trade for a player like A.J. Brown? You're giving up a massive contract, but the Jets have the money right now because we have a quarterback on a rookie contract. Do you want to give up the picks? Pick 35 and 38 are basically de facto 4-year first-round picks. That's what it's going to be. There's going to be quarterbacks that go in the first round, players that, maybe some of us don't grade as first-round caliber players, will go in the first round, thus dropping some guys down. It feels like every year there's 45 guys that you could say, oh, that's a first-round talent. That's a first-round talent. And then you think, okay, wait, 32 teams. They're clearly going to fall down. So there's going to be some really, really good players in play for the New York Jets at 35 and 38. So you're sacrificing those picks potentially, unless you're moving one of the first-round picks, but it's going to be interesting to see. Then there's the option of potentially trading up. Not as common I think, for Jet fans to want to do that. That's sort of where I've envisioned a trade situation, and I'm cool with trading down and then moving back up. Like, if I could get into the back end of the first round, whether it be for a receiver or if you take your receiver at 10 and you just think, like, hey, a 5-year contract on, another player might not be a bad option. So there's a lot of different ways the Jets can go. But this is the topic. We are talking trade all night, and then you guys are going to call in, starting in just 2 minutes' time. You get 3 minutes on the clock. Nice little 3-minute timer there. Wham. And then when that hits 0, chicken.
You're out of here!
Across the screen. I'm going to try and be good at it. I'm not going to let anyone go over the 3 minutes. As soon as I see it, wham, could be mid-sentence. Now, you guys are on like a 20-second delay from if you're watching the live stream versus talking to me on the phone. So that timer is going to be at like 20 seconds on your YouTube screen. And that's when you're going to get booted. Lots of stuff we can go over. Is Green Bean in the chat? Is that what I saw in there? Green Bean, you hanging out with us? I saw someone comment Green Bean. If you guys haven't taken a look at our trailer for the draft weekend, oh man. We got everyone. We got a bunch of people coming on. It's going to be really exciting to see just how it works out. I think this is going to be the best year ever. Best year ever. Right now, it looks like the trade down with the Saints is leading the way in the poll. 47%. You guys want the 2 first-round picks. You want to trade for a player, someone like an A.J. Brown, Deebo Samuel, McLaurin. McLaurin's one that I would definitely pull the trigger on, but I think the Deebo and A.J. Brown have a little bit more familiarity with our roster in general that might, bode well for a contract extension. Trading down with the Steelers and trading up just past trading down with the Steelers, 10% to 9%. So those are like 2 options you guys do not seem very high on. Those are probably the 2 that I really like a lot. Like, not that I don't like the Saints. I like the Saints, 2 first-round picks, but I kind of like the idea of getting an extra first next year. I could see a situation where the Jets pick at 10. They've traded down their 4 pick with the Saints. They get both first-round picks there, and they trade back up. So you got 4 first-round picks this year. 4 first-round picks. Get the fuck out of here. No way. Could that happen? I think it could. Harlan says you don't have Frankie from Flatbush. I reached out to Frankie. Green Bean was actually supposed to reach out to him first, but we made the trailer because we were getting, pretty close there on time. I did reach out to him. He's unavailable, unfortunately. He's going to be, I don't know if he's doing a stream and like doing some videos throughout, but I did try. There's a bunch of guys that like I just didn't have time to reach out to. So I hope there's no offense taken. But I'm totally down to have whoever on. So like, a Jet content creator, let them know. Invitation's open. Totally good with any of those guys. Let's see. Oh, we are at that 8:15 mark. Let me pull up the Google Voice. I didn't do a test run of this, so I'm going to have to see if my audio is hooked up to Bluetooth. Let's give this a try. Mitch wondering where you can find that draft party trailer. Head over to my Twitter page. Twitter will have it over there. I think that's where we released it. There was like a short demo on Instagram as well. Oh, you know what I should do? I should add it as a commercial in here and have it drop like part of the way through. That would be fun. Thinking right now. Thinking of portals. All right, let's see. All right, I think I'm connected. Let's move over to the Google Voice. All right. Ringing. All right, I think you guys should be able to hear me with this. should probably put the phone number on the screen, though. Bam! Phone number's on the screen. Let's give it a whirl. See if I got this working correctly. All right. Had to do a test run. Oh, bam! Should probably move this up. Bam! Kalo Hemp Infused Seltzer. Thank you for sponsoring the stream. Very cool. Much appreciated as always. Non-alcoholic. 20 milligrams of that CBD good stuff. Phone number is on the screen. All right. Clicking around on stuff. While we wait for a call. Oh, there we go. Here's this awkward moment of the call-in show and no one calls in.
Call from
Mitch from Jersey.
Mitch from Jersey. What's up, dude? Welcome to the Cockpit.
Hey, Ryan. Can't believe I made it.
I'm glad you're here. What's on your mind, brother? What trade would you like to see happen on draft day?
Hey, yeah. First, I wanted to ask if you heard Connor Rogers' take this week.
Ooh, I did not. I've been busy with a bunch of stuff. Talk to me. What's going on?
So he was saying that at 4, the Jets are either going to take, well, assuming Hutchinson is not there, because if Hutchinson's there, we would take him. But if he's not there, we'd go, if KT was there, we'd go KT. If both guys are taken, he thinks the Jets would go Icky. So I thought that was really interesting.
I can see it, but it's like, it scares me. I feel like Joe Douglas he's such a good scout, I feel like he is a good scout. So like, why would burn a top 5 pick on an offensive lineman after spending 2 premier picks on one? I would be a little burnt. I don't really want to see that happen.
Yeah,
but I do think that's probably the right, Hutchinson, KT, and then I think it's probably somewhere in the middle of Jermaine Johnson. I think it's got to be an edge rusher at 4, as much as I want Sauce.
Yeah, I think Johnson would be good at 10. I don't know. I think 4 might be a reach, but
yeah, I can understand that.
So anyway, what I was going to say was, I actually want them to trade out of 4, unless they get. I actually think Icky might be one of the safest picks at 4. I don't know. There's just a lot. There's a lot of noise about a lot of these guys. But I trust Joe. But anyway, I think we can get a lot of value trading out of 4, and if we can get. Oh man, if we can get 2 first-round picks, or first and a second, or even a player, that would be great.
Yeah, the Saints and the Steelers are the 2 most intriguing ones. Like the Saints, or the Steelers could include a player, but it depends if you want that player. Like I'm talking Claypool or Deontay Johnson. And then there's also the thought of, okay, is it worth going with the lottery ticket? You get 2 first-round picks this year, and then that might be it. You don't get anything else. With the Steelers, I think you're getting a lot of picks, but you're just not getting the 2 premium ones this year. So it's kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to receiver, actually, Connor Rogers is saying this, and I agree. If we can get another receiver from another team, that's even better than a rookie, because they're experienced. They know how to play. And they'll help Zach right away, instead of a rookie who's trying to learn with Zach, trying to, get on the speed, learn the plays, all that.
Yeah, 100%. I'm right there. I would prefer a trade, honestly. I've been saying it basically since the whole Calvin Ridley thing. Now I just sort of think it's less likely to happen. But brother, thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from your cockpit. Oh, God. I got to incorporate the chicken or more of this kind of goofy stuff during our other streams. I thought about doing a freeze frame, around Green Bean whenever he freezes. Just have it icicles. See if I can figure out how to make that work.
Call from
George.
George, what's up, brother? Welcome to the Cockpit.
Yo, Ryan, how's it going?
I'm hanging in there. Where are you calling from?
Charlotte.
Ooh, very cool. Panther territory. So
yeah, I know, right?
What kind of trade do you want to see? Are Are you hearing any Carolina trade with the Jets up here?
Nah, I think we did enough to him. But no, it was just I don't know if you watched the Atlantic. I forget what is the beat writer's name. Connor something.
Connor Hughes.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, they have like their YouTube channel, right? And he was pretty adamant that we're taking a left tackle or just an offensive lineman at 4.
Yeah, I've had a few
basically
people say
said that,
to
like,
me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll definitely get your opinion. It's just like he was really adamant. He was saying that, like, I don't know where Jets fans think that, like, George Fant is super reliable, Mekhi Becton's not really reliable, and like if they get injured, then it's Connor McDermott and other people. So he's like, they can't do that to Zach, basically.
Yeah, I can understand it. And for a long time, I had the Jets taking Icky at 4. That was kind of my thought process, because before we had signed Laken Tomlinson, I was like, hey, let's plug him in at right guard. You know, Joe Douglas likes his offensive lineman. Gives us the flexibility of, you know, having the backup tackle. I think not having Fant signed before the draft is an issue, and I think Mekhi Becton's availability more so year 1, if that's a trend of what's to come. You know, I kind of don't factor in last year. That was sort of a weird injury. But I can understand the rationale for going O-line. I just hope that there's enough faith in Mekhi Becton and that George Fant would resign that we don't go that route. I think there's...
No, for sure.
I would prefer us to go with a developmental left tackle or swing tackle or something like that later in the draft, because Joe Douglas should be able to hit on later offensive linemen. He shouldn't have to spend all his first-round picks.
No, I mean, I watch all your guys' stuff, and I mean, I agree with you guys as far as, like, you know, we need edge and then wide receiver. You just like the common, what everybody's thinking. I see the chat saying, like, Connor Hughes knows nothing, and I suppose, but
I think he's got some inside
that, like,
source. Yeah, I think he knows. I don't know if it's a lock that he knows, but I think he knows enough
just saying
people that there's
love
smoke.
Icky. That we like, that JD just loves Icky.
I've heard we really like Trevor Penning at 10 too. Like that's the other name to watch. Like if the Jets decide to pull the trigger on receiver at 4 or edge at 4, don't be surprised if Penning is the pick at 10 possibly. It wouldn't
for sure
shock me. I don't want that to happen either.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like what you guys do with your mock drafts more than Connor's mock draft, which is kind of depressing. I mean, he was kind of salty or just like mad when like he was doing that video. So I don't know what he was talking about, but it kind of got me worried because, I mean, he is one of our beat writers. I guess he has something.
You're out of here!
I love it. Good comments. I love hearing about other people's stuff.
Call from AB.
What's up, brother? Welcome to the Cockpit.
Yeah, what's up, Ryan? Hey.
Where are you calling from?
I'm actually in Miami.
Ooh. Dolphin territory.
I'm a Jets fan. I'm a Jets fan just traveling.
I love it. Okay. Very cool. So talk to me. Is there something you want to discuss, or do you want to talk something about the trade?
Yeah, so I watch film. I watch like college film. I'm very into the draft, and I actually just released I just put out a mock draft what I think it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And at 4 I had Sauce lock because too much competition with Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen in our division. We need a lock corner. And at 10 I had a trade with the Steelers because I feel it's like a little. If I'm the Steelers, I'm worried. I see the Saints trade for a pick right in front of us when they already have a 16th pick. I feel like on the Steelers, I'm getting a little worried. And there's 2 possible trades I think that they'll do. Either one is on draft day, which I think they'll give us a 3rd round pick this year. I think they have pick 79, and a 1st round and the 20th pick and a 1st round pick next year because Joe Douglas is gonna want 2 picks again in the 1st round. I feel like.
Oh, absolutely.
And yeah, so then. Yeah, or I think a trade will happen maybe very soon that the Jets will get Claypool the 20th, like what you said in one of your videos, like Claypool the 20th, and the Jets will get like a 4th or a 3rd, whatever. And yeah, so and if they do that and they move down to if they do the Claypool one, they could fill their 3 most needs according to many the edge, and they could probably get like an edge at 20, which is like either George Karflitis
Mm-hmm.
And then they could take Sauce at 4 and get Claypool. So that's 3 positions right there. That 3 needs that we could fill in that. So how do you feel about that?
So I like the idea of filling the needs. For me, if I'm trading out of a pick, I would move down from 4 because I think you're getting a ton more value. Like, as much as I like Sauce, I like the picks more. If I'm staying at 4, I want to get our edge. If you move out at 4, then at least you can get your edge at 10. Because if you take Sauce at 4 and you trade out at 10, now you're kind of hoping someone falls to 20, which I don't think is a sure thing. I do like the idea of getting a wide receiver in a trade because that does fill that need, and then it allows you to have that 20th pick to use on maybe a Linderbaum or maybe someone like a Nakobe Dean, who I've absolutely loved. So I would be totally down with either one of those. I just don't think the number 10 pick is as valuable as it once was before the Commanders traded for Carson Wentz. But brother, thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit. Boys and girls, you got 3 minutes on the clock. Phone number's on the screen. Plead your case.
Call from
Devin.
Devin, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
What's up, man? All right, so give me your – okay, so who do you think we're going to take at 4? Because I got my opinions, but I want to hear yours first.
So what would I do, or what do I think?
Yeah, at 4, yeah. Like, what do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen?
I think it's an edge rusher. I think it's almost the same situation as 2020 where it's like, okay, you have to take a left tackle and it's going to be Becton or Wirfs or Wills, depending on who falls. I think it's going to be something similar to that. I think it is going to be an edge rusher at 4, and I could definitely see receiver at 10. What I would do, I would take Sauce at 4, I would take our edge rusher at 10, and I would trade back into the first for our wide receiver. I think there's more value there, and I think the Jets sort of valued getting a wide receiver for those 2 seconds and a third. I don't think they want to pull the trigger on one in the top 10. If we did take one in the top 10, I want Jameson Williams.
Okay. All right, so I need to hear your opinion on who I got at 4-10. Okay, so my mock draft's a little bit wild. So at 4, I was taking Aiden Hutchinson. I think he's going to fall to 4.
I could see it happening.
I truly believe it.
So you're thinking it probably – do you think it goes like offensive lineman 1, Thibodeau 2?
No, I think it actually goes Trayvon 1, Trayvon Walker 1, Kayvon 2.
Okay.
And then
like a tackle at 3 or something along those lines?
Yeah, I think. Let me see what I had 3. I had a mod actually going 3 because
that's like my worst case scenario, but it's still okay because we wind up getting Hutchinson. Like it's one of those weird like I think my worst would be Hutchinson, Thibodeau, Sauce, and then it's like, okay, do we take Walker? Like there's a lot of projection there. I would probably be looking to trade out at that point.
And then at 10, I was taking Evan Neal, who I think's the best tackle in the draft.
Oh man, so edge and tackle.
Could you imagine?
I could see them doing. I would rather
out of this draft with Aiden Hutchinson and Evan Neal, who I think are the 2 best players in the whole draft.
2 guys that we could have said would have gone 1-2 or 1-3 in some capacity at some point earlier this season.
And now Evan Neal's like falling. He's falling heavily right now.
I like Neal.
I think it's serious.
I like Neal. I also like Kenyon Green. I don't think he'd go that high. I think he's going to be available.
No way.
He could play every position. Charles Cross, I think, is the best tackle in the class. I don't think he gave up a sack his entire career. I don't want O-line top 10.
Okay, as a Jets fan, I want us to just maul everyone. Let's go get a 6'7" Evan Neal and a 6'7" Mekhi Becton and just run the football down everyone's throat and then throw bombs with Zach Wilson. Okay, then at 35, I got Kyle Hamilton falling. I think his 40 is too slow, and he's going to fall to 35. And then at 38, I was taking Derek Stingley.
I had enough of that. You're out your friggin' mind. Stingley and Hamilton falling in the second round, and Neal and Hutchinson. Look, I could see Hutchinson. Neal, I guess, if it's a flavor of the week kind of thing. Don't do drugs, people. It's a hell of a thing. Meth, not once. Isn't that what they used to say? Who we got?
Call from
Kevin.
6.
What's up, Kevin? Welcome to the cockpit.
Yo, Ryan. Oh, wow. I can't believe I actually got on.
I'm glad to have you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Jersey.
Ooh, very cool, very cool. So you want to talk some trade or you want to talk some draft? What's on your mind, brother?
I don't know, I have a couple of like ideas. Like right now, like I'm like it's like a weird time. Like there's so many options. The Jets can go with in this draft. I'll give you my favorite one right now. Like I've seen a lot of. Listen, I've been looking at these like mock drafts, and like I'm blown away by these crazy picks that people are making. Honestly, I'm not really liking I don't like the idea of going lineman at 4. Like really, I want to believe in I feel like this offensive line we have right now. I really want to have faith in them. I think they have a lot of potential and stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I think it's the strength of our team right now.
Yeah. Honestly, like if we really need to, like if there's like worries about on our left side with Makai, like I wouldn't mind like using one of our later round picks on a lineman for like a left tackle. I would not mind that. But I don't know. Like I remember I saw this one for 4, right? I saw this one interview with KT, and I don't know, like the way he was giving the interview. I don't know. Like I felt really good about him, And I would totally not mind taking him at 4, for this team.
He's a smart dude. I like how he talks, and I like how he talks about the way he stacks pass rush moves. I think it's impressive, but I am concerned that I think he thinks a little too much of himself. Like he's kind of feeling himself, almost the way Jamal does. And it's not to say Jamal's like a bad player or anything like that. Like I think KT could definitely be a good player. I like a lot of the other edges in this class. That's the only reason I would probably maybe opt away from him. I'm kind of hoping he goes before our pick, so that way it's not even like a.
Yeah. I'm talking about yeah. I totally get that. Like this is I'm talking about in case if Aiden's gone. If Aiden's not gone, if I'll take him. Like he's like my number 1 guy because that guy's an animal.
Yeah, I think he also sort of reminds me of like Bosa as like a big body dude. Like KT's like skinny at the bottom of his legs. Like he's definitely got a lot of bend, which is awesome. But I feel like Carl Lawson is kind of that bendy player. So you almost want someone like a Karlaftis, like a Johnson, like a an Aiden Hutchinson. Not that Walker or KT wouldn't fit the bill because we don't know what Lawson's going to end up being after the injury. But if I'm looking at maybe complementary pieces, that's sort of where I'm at as well.
Right. And then at 10, honestly, a lot of things can happen with 10. Like, I'll take Sauce. I'll take, if we end up not getting any of the wide receivers that are, like, potentially, like, rumored to, like, not stay with the team, then if that doesn't happen, I'll take.
You're out of here!
I wanted to hear who he wanted to take. He was talking about Sauce. I don't think Sauce makes it to 10. I think if he gets past the Jets at 4, he's going to the Giants at 7. I would be very surprised if anything else happened.
Call from
Andrew.
Andrew, what's up, brother? Welcome to the Cockpit.
Yes, I got it. Pretty good. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm hanging in there. Where are you calling from?
I want to talk about your idea about not taking a receiver at 10, and I feel like that's a very risky proposition this year. I know people always mentioned DK Metcalf, Debo Samuel, A.J. Brown all went in the second round and this and that, but teams are going to look at that and learn from those years where no receivers were really taken in the first round. And I think guys like that are going to be flying off the board. By the time we get to 35, you're going to be looking at a guy like Jalen Tolbert or, George Pickens or none of these guys that really bring anything that Corey Davis doesn't bring, and
Terry McLaurin also on the trade market as well, 3rd-round pick. So
right, so that just tells you that the Commanders might take a wide receiver at 11.
Yeah, maybe, but that's all right. Like, I'm cool with trading back in. I don't necessarily want to sit tight at 35, but if I had to take George Pickens, I think the dude's a stud. Like, I think legitimately, if he was healthy for this entire season, he would be talked about as 1A or 1B in this draft class as far as wide receiver goes. It's him and Jameson Williams in my mind.
Oh, see, I see it totally different. I see, London. Of course, Williams is a great talent, but then I also I like Watson too. What he showed at Senior Bowl week, he was the only guy that really could do a lot of the things the coaches wanted to see during that week of practice. Now, when the game came, he only
Let's
gets the
talk
ball.
about wide receivers though. Like, think about how many would have to go before 35. Like, I like London. I like Burks. I like Wilson. I like Williams. I like Watson. I like Pickens. I like Alec Pierce. I think Jahan Dotson's really good. I think you could probably make an argument for Bell.
It just seems like, okay, but Josh Allen gets Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Justin Herbert gets Mike Williams. Even Tua gets Hill, and it's like, where's our premier guy? We got to settle for Alec frickin' Pierce. So that's leftovers. We got to.
Well, I don't think Pierce goes in the first round.
And
I would trade up into the first, go into like the mid-20s, and you'll probably get like the 4th or 5th receiver there. I would think. I think we might have our choice at 10.
That's still risky. Then just take him at 10 instead of hoping that somebody else doesn't grab your guy. You gotta just take him at 10.
That's if they have one guy. If they have one guy, I agree. I don't believe that's the case. I don't think the Jets were giving up 2 seconds and a third because they believe in a player. Like, I think they're fine with moving on from those picks because they're going to use it on a wide receiver in the second round, or at least in some capacity get back up into the first.
Yeah, but they might like 4 guys, and then they're all gone by 35, and then now you're looking at a guy they might have a 3rd or 4th round grade on. It just the value and
boom, ejected from the cockpit. I understand what you're saying. I just disagree. I like a lot of receivers here. If they like one receiver, pull the trigger on 10. Zach Wilson is far too important to screw around with. If you believe in a guy that much and you're worried the Falcons might take him, and you're happy with the edge rushers at 10, take your receiver at 4. I don't care. But that's only if you like a guy. I like Jameson Williams. No problem if we take him at 10. If you wanted to make the case for him at 4 and then take your edge at 10, I could still be okay there. I very much like Jameson Williams.
Call from
Big Green.
Big Green, what's up, brother? Welcome to the cockpit.
Thanks for having me, Ryan. By the way, congratulations.
Thank you. Baby girl due in June.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm thinking we're going to go Karlaftis at 4 if it goes edge, offensive line, quarterback, whatever it might be. But I'm a lot higher on Karlaftis. Yeah.
I do like him, and I do think I said this earlier to another caller. I think he almost fits the mold of a complementary piece to Lawson. Lawson's the bendy guy. You kind of want someone that's maybe a little bit more of an edge setter that's a bull rush. But then that's also assuming Carl Lawson comes back 100%. If the bendy guy's the harder one to get, maybe you opt for a Walker or a KT. I like Karl Loftus a lot. I would have no problem taking him. He wouldn't be in my top 4 of guys that I would want. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that because it depends how I feel about KT. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Well, with the whole thing with KT, I think it's definitely way overblown. Like, first off, he needs to earn a second contract in order to build his brand, so I'm not even worried about that.
Now, are you worried? Did you see Chris Sims' take on KT at all? Like what he said about
No,
him?
I did not.
I would go back and watch that. It's a really interesting. I might clip it just so Matt and Greenbean can hear it tomorrow. But it's he basically said he doesn't do anything better than the top 4 edge rushers in this class. He's like Chris Sims had KT down at number 7. He had it going Hutchinson, Walker, Johnson, Karlaftis, Bonito, Pascal, and then KT. He said he believes KT is a mid to late round first.
You think Hamilton will fall to 10?
I do. I don't really want that pick even there. Like, I like safety in the second round. I like Brisker. I like Daxton Hill. I like Petrie. I like Lewis Seen. Like, there's a lot of guys that I like that I wouldn't want to take a safety at 10, even if it was Hamilton.
All right.
I could understand it, I guess, but it would.
Yeah, if he's the best player on the board, I'm going with Hamilton.
Yeah,
and then in the
if
second,
you got your edge, we have the luxury of having that luxury pick at 10, right? Like my luxury pick is Sauce. Hamilton, I understand if people go that way. I understand if you go receiver. I understand if you go linebacker. Like, there's a lot of ways the Jets can kind of work these top 2 picks. Sorry if I keep stepping on your toes.
But, also, I'm not sure how much time I got left.
You got 17 seconds.
All right. If you notice, Joe Douglas takes the highest RAS scores at the top.
Yep.
first 3 rounds. So that's how I think we got to judge everything.
I completely agree. I think that's why Burks probably is not in the conversation. But, brother, thank you so much. You have been ejected from the cockpit. Mitt Flair drops in with Super Chat. Thank you, brother. He says, what's up, Ryan? Give me your top 10 prospects in the draft without the draft positional value taken into account. Love you, brother. Ooh, that's tough. Because you have to factor in that type of stuff. That's tough, right? Like, because am I going to say that Sauce is more important than the top 4 or 5 edge rushers? Not necessarily, but I like that we have that number 10 pick, so we can still go that route if I believe Sauce is not going to make it there. I don't know if I could give a good list. If I had it, let's do it without, let's say players I would take in the top 10. I feel like that's a little bit easier for me. I would say 5 of the edges. So, you're talking Hutchinson, Karlaftis, Thibodeau, Walker, Johnson. Those 5. I would take Sauce. I would consider Jameson Williams. Who else is in there? You could make me bite on maybe like Nakobe Dean or Lloyd. I think it's too early for them. I think their sweet spot is probably 19, 20 to like late first, realistically. And I like a lot of the second-round linebackers, so I don't particularly want to go that route. But if you did, I wouldn't hate it. The rest would probably be wide receivers for me. You're probably talking Garrett Wilson, Drake London. London not running the pro day 40 was a little concerning. He did have a little picture with Jordan Palmer that said, take flight underneath it. Makes you wonder. I wouldn't have any offensive linemen in my top 10 for us. I do think that I think Icky, Neal, and Cross are the 3 tackles that should go in the top 10. And I think they end up going in the top 10. I could see one of the guys in front of us taking them. And then I think the Giants take a lineman. I think the Seahawks take a lineman. Am I missing someone? I could see like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you're going to see players go in front of the Jets like a quarterback. I don't believe there's a top 10 talent there, but I do think I think 2 quarterbacks could go in the top 10. I think you could see someone trade up into the top 5, and I think you could see the Panthers take one at 6 if the Baker Mayfield thing doesn't really shake out. But interesting stuff. I should really have like a actual big board. But see, I take everything with positional value. I feel like you have to do that because I love receiver. Like our biggest needs, edge rusher, receiver, hands down. The sweet spot for a receiver, back end of the first, second round, hands down.
Call from
Malik.
To accept.
What's up? Oh no, he hung up. Trying to get your call, dude.
Call from
Joe.
To accept, press 1.
Joe, what's up? Oh. I gotta get a better call waiting system.
Call from
Alex
What's
Hunter.
up, brother?
To accept,
Welcome
press 1. To
to
send
the
a
cockpit.
voicemail, press 2.
I guess I didn't hit the 1 button. What's up, brother? Welcome to the cockpit.
Call from
Oh, well. Damn. Oh, man, I am bad at this whole phone call thing. If you guys know a good call waiting system for this, let me know. Because I'm all about it.
Call from To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
What's up, brother? Welcome to the cockpit. Well, that's not working at all. All right, let's do this. Let's click out of Google Voice. Let's try it again. Maybe it's just something I'm screwing with. Reverse the charges. What's up, Ollie? Ollie's going to be with us on day 2 or 3 of the draft. Get his thoughts on the Jets' picks so far. Who we got?
from
Lima Bean.
to accept,
Lima Bean,
press
what's
1.
up, brother?
To send a
Welcome
voicemail,
to the Cockpit.
press 2.
Lima Bean. Lima Bean, you there? What the hell? God damn it. All right. This is getting super frustrating. Now, I know it's working. I can hear you guys. Let's try it again.
Call from
Alex.
What's
to
up,
accept,
Alex?
press
Welcome
1.
to the
To send a
Cockpit.
voicemail, press 2.
Alex, you there? I'm just mashing the one button. Alex! Hello!
Call from
Alex.
Damn it! Damn it! All right. All right. Restart your system. I can't restart my system. If I restart my system, then the whole stream goes down. I tried clicking out of Google Voice, and that didn't work. Whatever. Boomer problems? Come on. I'm not a boomer. Get out of here. I'm a millennial, unfortunately. I shouldn't say unfortunately. But all right, come on. You would think with the Google Voice stuff. I thought about using Discord for this kind of stuff. Pressing buttons is hard. I know it is. You should go video, Ryan. I could do, I guess I could do that. I could probably do a, get people on here kind of a thing. But then it gets weird. People don't like having their face on camera, and then it just gets awkward. Let's try it again.
Call from
Mike the Barber.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hey, what's up, Mike the Barber? What's up?
Hey,
Yahtzee!
I still want Sauce at 4
Oh, it
and
worked.
Jermaine Johnson at 10.
Sorry. I finally got excited. I finally got someone to come through. All right, talk to me. Sorry.
Yeah, I want Sauce at 4 and Jermaine Johnson at 10.
That's exactly what I want. Do you see my mock draft?
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I want the same thing.
Dude, I think it makes a ton of sense. I really like the people behind the player in Sauce and Jermaine
Me
Johnson.
too.
Like, a lot.
They're great. They fit the Jets system. They're great people.
Dude, I think
it's going to rub well.
I think it would go well for the New York Jets, and I think there's also like my dynamic behind the mentality is like these guys are going to be scrapping away. Sauce not so much. I mean, I believe he'll fight hard, but I think Jermaine Johnson, having to go to the JUCO school, not getting any offers out of high school, leaving the SEC, getting doubted going to the ACC, I really like him, and I really like George Pickens in the second round if you can get him. Like, I think he's like a violent type of a player. Just give me
I
all
can't
the
wait
Georgia
for the
guys.
second round. I can't wait to see who drops. Who's going to drop?
There's going to be
which
like
treasure will fall to us?
Dude, 5 to 10 players that we think are first-round picks are absolutely going to be there at 35 or 38.
I hope we don't trade out. Let's just stay where we're at.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to stay at 4, or do you want to like? You're saying
No,
don't trade
I'll
out of like
stay.
the 35 or 38.
No, just don't trade nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could sit tight and be happy, but there's also like part of me that's like, oh, maybe I can Scrooge McDuck some some first-round picks for next year. I know people want their own first-round picks, but nah, give me someone else's top 10 pick. We're gonna be in like the late teens, 20s.
I hope so, man. I really hope Zach just knows the game and
I think he's gonna make a big
draft
jump this
guys.
year.
I hope so. I mean, he really needs to know the game of football too. He needs to make good decisions and just play with his talents.
Well, I think he was trying to utilize his talent too much last year. And I think after the injury, when he had some time to sit and kind of realize, hey, if you play within the system, it's going to bode well for you. Like, you have the talent to do this. And then you can let it rip once you kind of understand the risk-reward factor of certain plays, certain downs and distances, how to throw to certain players on your team. Like, you only had Corey Davis for half the year. You only had Elijah Moore. It took him a little bit to kick in, and then we lost him for the back end of the season. Like, the only connection he really had was Braxton Berrios consistently. So I think once he has that chemistry, and I think we're hoping to see that with these off-season programs, I think he's going to take a big step.
Do you want the DK thing and pay him versus just getting Jermaine Johnson at 10?
I don't want to give up 10 if I don't have to. I'd rather give up more picks for a receiver than giving up the top 10 picks. And I think that's where the Jets are as well. Brother, thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit. All right. So phone call worked that time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until my lovely little secretary, a.k.a. Google Voice, finishes her sentence. Then I'm going to click one. Whoops. Hey.
Call from
Lima Bean.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
No, Google. Can you hear me, brother? Clearly
Call
not.
from
Lima Bean.
Can you hear me?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Damn it. I wish I could figure this out. Let's see what happens. Lima Bean, I had you there. I wonder if I can call out to someone. Let's do this. Let's see how that works. Whoever this number is, get ready. You're getting surprise calls. You call into me, I might call you back.
Yes, hello?
Hello, this is Ryan from the cockpit. What's up?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, man. I'm surprised this actually worked out. For some reason, I can't hear everyone.
Yeah, I figured something was wrong with your call lines. I said something must be wrong with the call lines, because then I had clicked on the my computer and hear you on the other end.
Yep.
And I figured something was wrong. How you doing? So good to get through.
Dude, I'm glad to have you on. Talk to me. How are you feeling about the draft? Do you want to see any trades happen? What's going on in your noodle?
I feel good about going into this draft, since we got our quarterback secured.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough prediction as far as what will actually happen, but I'm, in my mind playing out the worst case scenarios. Let's say Kimi Kwanu is available and Kayvon Thibodeau has been selected within the top 3 as he's been projected to do for the last couple of months.
Yep.
And I think there's more than one way we can play this. What if we go on and select Kimi Kwanu if Kayvon Thibodeau is going rather than reach for an edge rusher? I'm not going to say we shouldn't take one at 10, which is definitely a need, and then let wide receiver slide down the board at pick 35. I'm thinking about that as a possibility because this is a unique opportunity as well to build perhaps the most dominant offensive line in the NFL. Imagine going only 3 years ago to having arguably the worst line to now having the best offensive line with Ikemi Kwanu, Mekhi Becton, Vera Tucker, Lincoln Tomlinson. And imagine if at 35 or at 38 you add Tyler Linderbaum. That's scary.
That would be amazing. I've seen people talk about Linderbaum at 35. If he makes it there, that would be absolutely awesome.
And I've been kind of imagining that, Because even though we need wide receivers, there's different ways we can play this. I've been looking at cats like Isaiah Likely from Coastal Carolina, Brett Kesey from Utah. No one's talking about him. I'm trying to see why is he missing in the scouting reports. I see the Pro Football Network online. He's on their report, but all the other reports, I haven't really seen him posted. And I've been kind of curious about that. He's a tremendous football player. He's listed at 230. He's undersized, but he's fast as hell. And I read the report that he actually ran track. That's why he ran as fast at his size as he does. Now, you imagine having a weapon like that coming out of the back, but more like an H-back.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
That's
could attack at the second level. So ways to play this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely something they could be looking for. I think that's the reason you're looking at A.J. Brown, you're looking at Deebo Samuel. I think those are the bigger body guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, what's your ideal top 4 picks?
Top 4 picks, 4, 11, 35, 38. I'm thinking Kayvon Thibodeau, probably Garrett Wilson, N'Kobe Dean at 35, and at 38, Tyler Linderbaum.
Oh man,
that's probably as good a scenario as I could possibly imagine. I do a lot of draft simulation with the Pro Football Network.com. They have a good simulator, and I do theirs. It's becoming more and more realistic as we're getting close to the draft. I'm seeing Trayvon Walker in the top 3 on some of the simulations, which is interesting when he was nowhere on the radar. Only a few weeks ago. Now I'm doing those simulations, and his name is coming up in the top 3. And I think it's a possibility some team may reach on him. He might be selected early. And unfortunately for us, the quarterback class has been so weak that normally in a normal season, you could have 2 or even 3.
You've been ejected from the cockpit. Oh, let's see if we can get this caller. If not, I'm calling you back, possibly.
Call from
Alex.
To accept, press 1.
Alex, what's up, brother? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, what's going on, Ryan?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. Talk to me.
I got a couple ideas that not a lot of people like when it comes to the draft.
Oh, I want to hear them.
It's trading down from 4, even if Kayvon's there.
I wouldn't hate it.
It's trading down with the Saints if we're able to get 16 and 19. And then I know you're big on Gardner, but he's awesome. But I think that we could go with Jameson Williams at 10.
Love it.
And then try and go Karlaftis at 16. And if you still really want a corner, try and go Trent McDuffie at 19.
I'd be fine with that. I would actually. So corner's not like a huge need for me. I just really like Sauce Gardner a lot. But if Sauce is on the board and KT is on the board and they want to trade down, I have no problem with that. I think the trade down provides more value for our team this year for sure. And if you can get the 2 first-round picks from the Saints and you go with a Jameson Williams. Like Jameson Williams to me is the guy that is going to make defenses afraid to play him. Like that is the type of player I believe he is. Now, in terms of 16 and 19, I think getting the edge rusher is absolutely important. But I think it depends on how they feel about Perion Winfrey, Boye Mafe, some of the guys that you might have seen during the Senior Bowl. If Karlaftis is there, I would 100% pull the trigger on him at that point. And then it would be like Nakobe Dean, Tyler Linderbaum, someone along those lines, I think, for me, almost before cornerback.
I'm not a big Jermaine Johnson guy at all, but I think there's a really high possibility that Johnson would be there at 10 and Williams would be there at 16 if other teams believe in Wilson and Olave and the Ohio State receivers more, or Drake London, but I don't like him. So
yeah, dude, I have no idea what to make of the whole wide receiver class because like I really like Jameson Williams, and I feel like if I really like him and like we're all kind of talking about him being like the top guy, I think there's going to be enough people that I think he's going to be a top 16 pick. I don't think he makes it to the Jets, especially if we haven't taken our wide receiver at 10. I think teams are going to know, like, hey, they got to pull the trigger at some point. Like, let's get in front of them. And that would be my only concern. Like, that's kind of why I like jumping up into the first round, because then you kind of eliminate the possibility of someone leapfrogging just in front of you at 35. But I do like trading down. So would you trade down? Is there a player at 4 that you would take as opposed to trading down? Like someone who's worth what would be those 16th and 19th picks, in your opinion?
I think the only person probably is if Kayvon's taken and we don't trade down, it would probably be Sauce. But that's just because he's the best player available. There's no other reason. I feel like we don't need cornerback as much as a lot of other positions.
I love it, brother. You better check from the cockpit. Oh, Sean. What are you talking about? Who's going to the draft party? Draft party's going to be right here, baby. All 3 days. Be here. Who we got?
Call from
Alec.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hey, what's up, brother? Damn it. Rats. All right, who we call? Oh.
Call from
Lima Bean. Again.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
What's up, brother? Hello. Watch this. I'm gonna try and get him. Damn it! People call in too fast. I can't call out.
Call from
Devin.
To accept, press 1.
Devin, what's
to send
up,
a
brother?
voicemail, press 2.
Google Voice just hates me tonight. I'm just calling people. This is what's gonna happen. All right, hang up. Bam, this person. Be prepared. You're gonna get a call from Ryan. Who is this? Let's see if they pick up. I don't know when this phone call came through.
Hello?
Hello, this is Ryan from the Cockpit. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
Sorry, I'm just
who
calling
else
out.
would you like to? Who else would you like to see in the draft?
Oh man, okay. Look,
Other than the first round guys.
Other than the first round guys, okay. So if I'm looking in the second round, I would love if Nakobe Dean fell down there and Tyler Linderbaum, but let's say they're not. Let's say they're locks for first. I like George Pickens.
Right.
I like Christian Watson. I like Alec Pierce. I would love to see a Lewis Seen or a Jaquan Brisker, someone like Christian Harris maybe, or
for any
Chad
given
Muma.
reason, do you want the running back?
Ooh, I do. I really like James
I
Cook.
really
Dalvin Cook's little brother.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, I think he's legit. I think he's the type of running back that you can get who's an elite weapon out of the backfield receiving-wise. Because Michael Carter's really good receiving-wise, but we kind of lacked that actual receiver out of the backfield. And I think you can line up Cook in the slot or out wide, and he will just make people pay. Like the most touches he had, or the most rushes he had in a game in college was 12. So he doesn't have a lot of tread, burnt off those tires.
I could do a third, but not a second round.
Yeah, agreed. I don't want to do a second round running back. I really don't. I like Cook enough that I think he'll be there at 69, as opposed to having to take one in the top, 2 rounds.
I have a feeling first and second they're going to go out tackle. With a quarterback at 3. Picks.
Hold on, say that again.
Jacksonville.
You think
tackle.
Jacksonville goes tackle?
Yes, Lions tackle. They both have to improve their offensive line for their future. They have to.
Back. Interesting. I could
they
see
have
it.
to. Come on, let's be real.
I don't know about Detroit's offensive line. I'd have to talk to my buddy Jay about that. But I do think that there's a realistic possibility that the Jaguars go offensive line.
The Lions have to prepare for the future. They know their quarterback isn't, and they have to build their team.
Well, that's just it, right? This draft, to me, if you're not taking Willis, has to be about building the foundation for the guy you're taking next year, because you have 2 first-round picks. You have that Rams pick, so you can use it to move up a little bit. Now, I don't know how many quarterbacks are coming out. I know everyone's after Bryce Young, but it's got to be a better class than this one, I would think.
How happy would you be to get Tavon? I mean, the guy from Michigan, Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson. I'd be pretty excited. Green Bean has me a little worried because he said there was some kind of conversation about him wanting to play in a 2-point stance, which definitely doesn't bode well. But at the same time, maybe that's him saying he wants to play in a 2-point stance because he wanted to show versatility. I don't know. I would love to get Hutchinson. I think he's the top edge rusher in this class. I'd be totally stoked on getting him at 4.
Do you like Ekwonu at any chance?
I like Ekwonu the player. I don't want him for the Jets. If we didn't sign Laken Tomlinson, I would say yes to Ekwonu.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Brother, thank you so much for the call.
Boom! You're out of here!
All right, let's see. Let's call someone else. Who's this person? See, I got to jump on the call before.
You reached John Barrett. Sorry, I missed your call.
No! You almost had a call. Who we got here? Hello, welcome to the Cockpit.
Hey, Ryan, is it?
I wasn't getting any inbound call. Well, I was getting a bunch of inbound calls, but I couldn't hear anyone, so I got to figure out a new call system. So I'm calling out, making phone calls. What's up, brother?
Hey, buddy. So I just want to say, you put up. I know I only got 3 minutes, so let's go do this quick.
Yeah, fire
You
away.
put up the survey earlier, whether or not we should trade back with the Saints or the Steelers, right?
Yes.
I think what we should be doing is trading back with the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs have 21-30, right?
Yep.
And what everybody wanted us to do early was draft a wide receiver at 10. And that's something the Chiefs are going to be looking to do. So I don't think this is just a trading for trading's sake that we might see with the Steelers or the Saints, right? Like we have equivalent value there.
Sure.
I think this kind of fits their needs and it fits our needs. Like you said, there's good value for wide receivers at the end of the first, the beginning of the second, right?
Yep.
So we get those 2 picks at the back end,
Mhm.
and I think from that point forward, we have a lot of holes to fill in this roster.
Mhm.
So that extra pick also gives us the versatility to address whatever our GMs think we should do, or GM.
I'd be totally down
All
with
right,
that.
now,
If the Chiefs are looking to come that far up, for me, if I were them, because Mahomes is on such a massive contract, you almost want to take advantage of the 2 first-round picks because, like I said, I do like a lot of the wide receivers. But if they covet a guy, like if they want Jameson Williams and they're like, hey, we can let him sit, we're going to be in the playoffs, we can let him, ease his way back. I can totally understand that because I think he's way and away the best receiver in this class. If they're looking to come up, I would consider trading down from 10 because we've already gotten our edge rusher at 4. So then are there players you'd want to target at 29 and 30 or 30 and 31, whatever their picks are, versus
they're
35 and
29,
38? Yeah.
Yeah, so really, I can't say. I'm not a big college guy. I don't all I can do is go off of what other people are saying, right? Like I know what the Jets' needs are, but I don't know who the best players are, right?
That's fair.
So I don't know if there's a running back in the first round that's worth taking, but I don't know.
I would be upset with a running back in the first round.
I assume.
I like running back in like the second would be like the absolute earliest for me, and that feels too high. Like I want 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I do want to add a running back, but I would like the top 2 rounds to be reserved for like maybe more premium positions.
What's it called? No, go ahead.
I was going to say, if we traded down that far, I'd be looking at a wide receiver at 29 or 30. I'd be looking at someone like a Nakobe Dean if they're falling, or someone like a Linderbaum if they're falling, or someone like a Brisker. Like maybe if you go edge rusher at 4, and then you have, let's say you get any receiver you want at 20, like whatever receiver you want at 29, then you get the safety at 30, or what am I saying? Yeah, 30. Then at 35, you're probably looking maybe a linebacker. I don't know. It's interesting. If Zion Johnson is there, I would consider him because I like his positional flexibility, and I think we're looking for a center. I really do. And I feel like Zion Johnson almost fits the bill a little bit better than Linderbaum just because Linderbaum's so undersized and he only plays center. Not to say that he's bad like at all. Like I would be totally pumped with Linderbaum. But I think our team does value positional flexibility a lot. Brother, thank you so much. You have been ejected. Oh, let's see if this phone call works.
Call from
Devin.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Devin, can you hear me? Sorry, dude. All right. Let's see if this person gets it. Maybe this one's Devin. It was a purple person that showed up. Who we got? I gotta get me.
Hey, Ryan.
What's up, dude? Welcome to the Cockpit.
Hey, this is Devin. I've been calling. I know you've missed my call a couple times, but
I just tried to get you on, and I was lucky. I got the, I found the icon, and I clicked you back. But yeah, dude, what's up?
All right, I'm gonna talk real quick, but you're not gonna like what I gotta say.
I'll fire away. Let's hear it.
Jameson Williams, I wouldn't touch him.
Ooh, okay.
To me, he's a diva.
Really?
For 2 years, he sat at Ohio State and could not beat out the likes of Smith and Jigba, Chris Olave, and Garrett Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Guys that he's projected to be better than.
Yep.
So why would you say he is better if he couldn't beat them out?
Now, I guess the interesting thing is how the reps were shared, because I don't know that, because Olave very clearly was in the fold since last season. Garrett Wilson, top guys, like was Jameson Williams trying to overcome something that like the coaches already sort of set as the guys? Because it is a little tough to like make that switch from your number one guy to like another dude. The fact that the number one team in the country in Alabama snatched him up real quick and he became like the best wide receiver this year is kind of enough for me. Like I'm fine with him blowing up the SEC as opposed to like the opposite route that like Jermaine Johnson went. Like Jermaine Johnson went from the SEC
absolutely.
to the ACC.
I mean, I'm just worried that he's a diva. I'm worried that because he was quoted in one of the Columbus articles saying, I got worried. I didn't know what I was going to do, so I transferred. To me, he's not confident, and he doesn't want to work hard.
I don't see that at all. I think he was worried because he's getting up in his eligibility and he's going to be ready for the draft. And if he doesn't get any reps this year at Ohio State, then he's hurting his draft stock. Going to Alabama, playing against tougher competition, is absolutely him being confident. Otherwise, he could have gone to the ACC. He could have gone to a weaker conference.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Like I think the dude's got the confidence. And I don't mind a little bit of a diva wide receiver as long as it's not like all about me. And it didn't seem like that was the case by him going to Alabama. It seemed like he wanted to play against the best competition, and he just blew the doors off everyone.
Right. I can get that, man. I really do. My number 1 on this board, Garrett Wilson. My number 2 is London. Number 3 is Olave.
Now, are you concerned at all with London's injury, or you think that's just overblown?
That's why he's number 2.
Okay, that's fair. I think Garrett Wilson has the least amount of blemishes on his resume. And I can understand that being the top guy, for sure.
I am not opposed, though, to giving up 4 if KT's gone.
Like trading down?
Yep.
Love it, brother. Boom!
You're out of here!
Sorry, dude. All right, let's throw this phone number. See if this person picks up. Or they say, I don't trust this. This is probably spam.
Hey, brother.
Hey, dude. Welcome to the Cockpit.
How we doing?
I'm hanging in there. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Sean calling from Jersey.
Love it. Talk to me, brother. What's on your mind?
All right, so I don't understand your concept taking Sauce at 4 and Jermaine Johnson at 5. When the season ended, all we were saying was season 2, it's all about Zach Wilson and going defense. And considering we tried multiple times to get a wide receiver, weren't able to do so, we have to surround Wilson with talent. That's my thought process. So if we want to get an edge at 4, I'm all about that, but I think we definitely need to double dip at receiver with the first 4 picks.
Now, if you
100%.
double dip at receiver, let's talk this through real quick because you got Michael Carter, you got both tight ends, you got Braxton Berrios, Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, and 2 wide receivers. That's 7 people to try and feed targets to. I don't think that's – I understand the thought process of like, okay, 50% bust rate in the first round, double dip at wide receiver, make sure you get one. Like I can wrap my head around that. But I think you have to have faith in your GM to make the right selection. For me, I think Sauce is 100% a luxury pick. I have no problem trading down from that pick. I like any of the top 5 edge rushers. So taking a different position at 4 and having that edge rusher at 10, totally cool with me. Same thing with the wide receivers. I like 10 of the guys that are available in this draft. So I'm not as pressed to take one at 10 the way I would want to take one at the back end of the first or in the second round. So that's kind of why I wind up having Sauce at 4 is because of those other 2 things. It's not like I love Sauce so much and I think he's that much more valuable than edge or wide receiver because I don't. It's a weird concept for me because of the picks we have and the needs we have when we need them. If we didn't have 10, it would be edge at 4 all day. And then I would be taking, I'd be trading back up as high as I could get to get a wide receiver in the second round.
I hear what you're saying. In terms of the weapons, though, like looking at who we have, our tight ends are probably, if we're grading them, like B round talents, B plus maybe with Uzama. And then looking at our receivers, we have Davis on realistically another year, right? And then we have Elijah Moore, who we're projecting to do good and showed flashes, but couldn't stay on the field, couldn't stay healthy. Davis couldn't stay on the field and was iffy at best. And then we have Berrios, who should be a number 4 receiver. So I think giving our OC some options makes the most sense. And if we're going to go with a Williams, we definitely need a backup. I mean, the fact that I think we're trying to sign a wide receiver and make moves for Hill and we're in the trade rumors, I think that makes sense that we would potentially get double dip at receiver, and the more weapons are the better. And I think having what we showed last year of going offense heavy in the front and then multiple dart throws on the defense for Salah, I like that strategy, and I think we do that again. And I'd rather lose 38-35 than 21-14.
Interesting.
And see what we get from them.
Interesting.
You're out of here!
Sorry. It's weird having to like call someone and then give them a 3-minute timer. Let's see if this person goes through. I don't know why some of them are going through and some aren't.
Call from
James.
to accept.
James, what's up, brother? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, Ryan.
Good
what
to
I
have
would
you.
like to see
Yes. Let's see.
is if at 4, either Thibodeau or Hutchinson are there, I would take them.
Yep.
If they're unavailable, I would then like to trade down at the 4 pick. I would be happy to trade with Pittsburgh. I would be happy to trade with the Chiefs. Anybody who's got 2 first-round picks, because I don't want a wide receiver in the top 10. I would like 2 positions. I would like a linebacker. I don't care which one of the top 2 you get. I know you like the Kobe Dean. He seems to fit the Jets type of linebacker better, but I think they're both really good linebackers. And then I want a center because I want to replace the guy they currently have.
Yeah, McGovern. I
But
think
anyway,
they want to. I'm pretty sure they want to replace him too. I think we're going to go center higher than people realize.
So I'd be happy.
Hello?
I don't know. I lost you for a minute.
Oh,
I'd
can
be
you hear me?
happy with
Sorry.
either one of the. Yeah, now I can. I like Linderbaum. I like the kid in the
Zion Johnson.
Johnson.
Yep.
Zion Johnson. Yeah, I like him a lot. I'd like to come away with those 3 positions in the first round. So
you're saying what? Edge rusher, linebacker, and center. Those were the 3.
And center. And if you go with Johnson, you're getting a center/guard.
I like that a lot too. Like I think our team values the positional flexibility, and I think if we draft him, you wind up trading McGovern. Maybe you could get a 4th-round pick for him, someone like the Chargers or something like that, a team that's going to the playoffs.
Another pick never hurt no one.
Right? Yeah. Add another mid-round pick. Maybe that turns into a running back or some depth pieces for Joe Douglas to play with. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate that at all. Those are 3 positions I think the Jets need to hit in the top 3 rounds. Center's an interesting one because once Zion Johnson and Linderbaum come off the board, I'm not sure where to go after that. Alec Lindstrom is probably someone that I'd be looking at from Boston College.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I haven't really looked too far into more than like just those 3.
Well, they're all good players. I'd be happy with any of them. With Lindstrom, though, you'd probably keep him, I would think, on the bench for a year.
Yeah, you'd have to. You'd definitely let McGovern ride out this year, see what you have in Lindstrom. Lindstrom's probably a 4th or 5th round pick, if I had to guess.
All right. The only other thing I'd like to say is I do think they need another running back because the kid they had catching balls who dropped the 3 third down passes last year, I don't want to see him back on the field.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see that again. Now, is there a running back you want?
I would like Brees Hall, but I don't want to expend the 2nd round pick to get him. So I would like James Cook. What is it? Rashid White, I think, is the guy who they had on the Senior Bowl. He looked good. I mean, I just want someone that if Michael Carter does
Sorry. Oh, man. I love the chicken. If you guys know another voice thing other than Discord, I don't know if I want to use Discord for the phone calls. I guess I could, but I think you kind of need like a moderator with it to like put people
Call from
Siobhan.
in lobbies and shit.
Welcome
to the cockpit, brother.
Hey, this is Siobhan. What's up?
Good to have you on, dude. Where are you calling from?
New York.
Love it. Talk to me. What's on your mind?
Not a lot. You really blank. As far as trades, which ones do you think are actually realistic?
Realistic. I think the 3 that I would say all 3 or 4 that I put up there are realistic. I think the Saints absolutely traded those picks knowing that they were going to possibly come up to number 4. I think they know the Jets are open for business depending on who goes in the top 2. I would say the Steelers.
I hope so. I mean, I'm sorry.
I've heard a lot with the Steelers. There's some guys I know that seem to be pretty well connected, and it seems like the Steelers are like trying to knock down the door as best they can. And I think the Saints' move was to try and leapfrog anything the Steelers can offer. It just depends because the Steelers can offer a wide receiver. The Saints can't offer that, but they can offer you another first-round pick. So
yeah, I'm hoping we do the Saints one, but I don't know if they're going to trade up. Didn't they give away next year's one also?
They did. So that's the thing. Like, you're only getting these two first. Like with the Steelers one, the interesting thing is getting the receiver plus getting their first this year and their first next year along with other picks. So like that to me is almost more valuable than the 2 first-round picks this year. But it probably depends on how you feel about the wide receiver. If you don't like Claypool or you don't like Deontay Johnson, then it wouldn't make sense to do that. I do think trading up back into the tail end of the first is very realistic. I think there's a real good shot the Jets are trading back up. And then I think it's possible if a team comes out saying, hey, look, we're going to move on from Deebo Samuel. We're going to move on from A.J. Brown. Then I think the Jets could definitely, we're in a position to make that kind of trade happen.
I would love to make any of that happen. I'm just I'm nervous. I mean, I can't see them basically trading 3 first-round picks to come up to 4 for one of these QBs. I wish they would.
Mm-hmm. Well, you definitely need – so I guess the Steelers for me are in such a weird spot because they're so far back. If they want to be competitive this year, it's moving all the way up to get a Malik Willis because I do think if a team like covets him, they're going to have to make the move up ahead of Carolina because I think Carolina will take him at 6.
Maybe. I don't know. I would love the Saints just because I like those mid-round players. I love Dean. I don't think Linderbaum. I mean, I love Linderbaum, but I'm not sure about him there just because we have so many needs.
Yep.
That'd be the sweet spot for me with a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would probably get the second or third guy off the board. Like if they really like Olave, like Green Bean seems to think that Olave is like the guy they like because they haven't really like said a whole lot about him, but they've had him in for a top 30 visit. So if you want someone like the edge at 10, Olave at 16, and then you go Nakobe Dean at 19, I'd be all on.
Yeah, as long as we get an edge, I'd be.
Boom! You're out of here. Sorry, 3 minutes on the clock. Get to plead your case. Boys and girls, we got over 300 people in here. Drop a like. We only got, 100 likes or so? 200, 100, what are we, 130 likes? Smash it.
Call from
Mike Mudfiles.
to accept.
Mike Mudfiles, what's up, brother? Welcome to the Cockpit.
Hey, I came through.
I know.
What's up, Ryan?
I have no idea how this is working where some people come through and then other people just don't. Google Voice is horrible. I got to find something different.
Nah, I might just be glitching tonight.
Maybe. We'll see. What's on your mind?
Just curious on your thoughts on the whole A.J. Brown tweets that have been going out. He took out Tennessee out of his bio, and he's sitting there saying, like, people change quickly.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel the one trading 38 for A.J. Brown and trading back from 35 maybe in, like, 2 second-rounders this year? So I think Washington has, like, 44 and 48 maybe.
Interesting. I would say I would stay at 35. If you could, I think you're going to need a lot more than that to get A.J. Brown. Like, I think you're going to have to give up both seconds and a third. It's going to be something similar to Tyreek Hill where he's that valuable, you're going to have to give him the contract. And I think teams are going to value the picks. And I think in order to beat a team like maybe the Packers, like I think A.J. Brown to the Packers is realistic because of that connection with Vrabel and LaFleur. The Packers have 2 first-round picks, 22 and, 28, I think. I could see that too. Like, I don't know. It's tough to kind of gauge what it would cost to get him and, like, along with the contract. Like, what teams are willing to give up the contract? I don't think A.J. Brown or Debo or McLaurin, I think they're all using the leverage that they have at their disposal. So them taking those teams out of the bios and the fans, causing a stir and everyone being upset, like, hey, you got to resign this guy. That's a leverage play. And I don't think it's to the point where they're 100% going to get traded. Like, I think there's a higher likelihood they get retained by their teams, but I do think Brown, more than any of them, has a shot to shake free just because of the cap situation, depending on how they feel about Ryan Tannehill after this year.
That's the thing, though. We would have the cap to pay them and everything, though. I feel like, though, it can get done.
I meant
But
the cap for
I also
like
wanna
other
look, though.
the cap for other teams. We have the cap to get it done for sure.
Right. Am I the only one that's not sold on Drake London? Like, if we get a receiver, though, I want, like, Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams, or wait for George Pickens.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't really want to touch Drake London. He looks phenomenal at times, but I'd rather another team roll the dice on him. Like, I feel like we need a safer prospect, and I do think Jameson Williams is going to 100% recover from that ACL injury. I'm not concerned with it. I would say Garrett Wilson would be the other. Those would probably be the two guys I'd look to go in the top 10 if I were the Jets. And then after that, I would look for a Pickens. I would look for a Watson. I would look for a Jahan Dotson. I would look for Alec Pierce. Someone like that at the late first, early second would be A-okay with me.
Give me Thibodeau at 4, and give me a DB at 10, and then trade back in for a lineman or receiver. That's what I want for day one.
Now, could
that
you
would be
see? Imagine, are you totally off Stingley? Like, because I get the feeling that Sauce goes at 7. If the Jets don't take him at 4, he's going to go at 7 to the Giants, and then I think the next cornerback could be at 9 or 10 with the Jets if we went edge at 4. Would you be okay with Stingley?
I don't mind Stingley if he comes back, though, healthy enough, because they had his NFL comparison to being Revis. So definitely, though, if he plays to his comparison, 100% take Stingley. Because if not, he's going to Minnesota and he's going to Washington. The first he's going is Houston.
Boom! Multivitamins. A lot of you guys don't want Stingley. I think it's because you guys have that shell shock from D. Milliner. And look, Stingley was off my board for a long time. Watching him run the way he ran in the 40, 4.37 or whatever. Who we got?
Call from
Carson.
Carson, what's up, brother? Welcome
to send a
to the
voicemail,
cockpit.
press 2.
Uh-oh. Carson. Hello. Sorry, Carson. Let's see if I can get... let's scroll to the top. Let's see if I get Carson back. I think I got his number. Carson, hang in there.
Ryan.
Yo, what's up, Carson? Welcome to the cockpit.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Sorry, my phones are not working so good tonight.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I called in and it went straight to your voicemail, and then it said that you were calling me.
So it's interesting because I picked up the phone and I hit the 1 button like I'm supposed to, and then it just doesn't let me like actually talk to people. It just keeps like saying like, "Hey, pick up the phone." But anyway, talk to me.
So what's going on?
Just doing a call-in show. Talk to me. Do you want to trade? Who do you want? What's going on?
So I think we've discussed, again, we've gone back recently, back and forth over the last couple of days.
Yeah.
About, I think 4, from what we've been seeing reported, I would be shocked that if the Lions take Tibbs. I really do, because I think, honestly, I think the Jaguars are either going to take Walker or Hutch.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the Lions are in love with Tibbs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Lions will either take whoever's there, either Walker or Hutch.
Okay.
And then at Houston, they have too many holes. I think they'd be really stupid just financially and asset-wise to take Tibbs. It doesn't make them – it makes them a better team defensively, but they have so many needs. And with Davis Mills being at quarterback, I just can't see them taking a defensive end now. It's just not in the cards for them. They should take a Kwanu, or they should take a Kwanu or a Neal. That should be the pick. But will it? I don't know. At 4, I think we're about 80% there. Maybe a little bit more, because there's a little bit of time between now and the draft. I think we're about 80% there that Tim's is going to be a Jet at number 4 if he's there. I just can't see them taking Gardner the way that this defense is structured, with running a 4-3 and us being so heavily reliant on the pass rush. And with them addressing corner with DJ Reed, I can't see it Gardner at 4. So I would be kind of shocked if it's not Thibodeau. What do you think?
I don't know if it has to be Thibodeau, but I do think edge at 4 makes the most sense. I think edge at 4 and receiver at 10 does make the most sense. It's not what I would do, but I completely understand if that's the way they go.
So at 10, right? at 10, because I would love to see Gardner there at 10, but I don't think he's going to get past the Giants at 7. I just don't think. I saw some reports that the Giants love him. They had a great dinner with him and a great workout. So I don't think he's going to get past 7. At 10, I'll give you a few names here at 10.
Okay.
Ready? You got Jameson Williams. You have, let's see. You got Jameson Williams. You have Garrett Wilson. You got Trent McDuffie, who is flying under the radar. He's really good. Really good. Devin Lloyd, linebacker from Utah. And you got Linderbaum at 10. What out of those? Because I have a lot of friends that are Jets fans, and they say to me that at 10 we should really want to adjust speed, because that's really something we don't have now. Moore is quick, and Davis is quick, but if Jameson Williams is a different type of quick. Okay?
Jameson Williams
I'm
would be my
telling
pick
him,
of those players.
Jameson Williams?
Yeah, 100%. Of those players, yeah. If we get the edge at 4 and we're going receiver at 10, it's Williams for me, 100%.
I gotta say though, like, again, I was arguing with the other day.
Oh yeah.
Garrett Wilson, man, he's not getting enough love. He's just
I like Garrett Wilson. I
like
like so many, like, if they pull the trigger on Wilson, I'm okay with it. But like, Williams is like the guy that I think strikes fear in the heart of defenses, and then everyone else is just kind of like a clump together. Like, Wilson to me, I don't know if he's necessarily better than Olave. I don't know if he's necessarily better than some of these other players. I think he's good, and I think his combine did well, but I think you can argue he may not be the best receiver on his team in this draft. It's crazy.
That's fair. Now,
sorry, brother. Let's see. 26 minutes in the chat. Got our boy Green Bean. Says trade down with the Saints. 16-19, 98. It's a wrap. Who we got?
Call from.
Lima Bean for the one more time.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
No, it's not going to work. I'm sorry, Lima Bean. All right, let's see if I can get him. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see if I can find it. Is this you, Lima Bean? I don't know if that's you. Hopefully, it's a purple person.
Hello?
Is this Lima Bean?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Yahtzee. Sorry,
I
dude.
think this would
I
happen.
saw you keep calling through it. I was like, okay, I got to get the phone number.
Well, I really want to at least call you today, because I don't know how long I could be able to call in for the other shows. It's baseball season now.
Ooh, man, are you telling me you're not going to be hanging out with us through the draft? I basically
I always do, but
I go on a
always get,
hiatus come May. I go May, June, July. Ryan's donezo. A little bit of mental
all right,
reset.
so I guess our schedules will match,
Right?
But like it was baseball season, so if there was an iron horse award for watching games, it'd be me. So
fair enough, brother. Talk to me. What do you feel about this draft? Is there a trade you like?
Oh, God, I have to remember after all these phone calls. I don't know if I remember anything anymore.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Basically, the first thing off the top of my head is I wouldn't touch Pickens with a 10-foot pole. As much as he's a great prospect, it's not the ACL injury that worries me. It's the fact that he was injured in 2020 as well. Like, any consistent players that were injured just like that, like the Stingley's, like he could be Dean Milliner of wide receivers for all we know.
Now, what was his injury in 2020? Do you know?
I don't know exactly. I just know he missed a whole bunch of games. So, and it wasn't like soft tissues are one thing. Like, and another thing I remember just now is, I guess I understand why you would take Sauce and hope for a Johnson being there, but after listening to a lot of Joe Blewett, really don't want him anymore.
I know. He doesn't like
bad
Johnson.
things about him.
He
like some naughty words, man.
Dude, I don't see. This is where Joe and I sort of he likes
but his
guys.
track
and
record is excellent. That's the thing that makes me worried.
Well, that's
He's
the
good
thing.
at what he does.
I trust his judgment, but then I also fall in love with certain players. And I shouldn't say I fell in love with Jermaine Johnson, but I like Jermaine Johnson. I like the
he
why
presents excellent
he's here.
video evidence in his 4-hour stream. So
dude, he's so good. He's so in depth. I don't know if there's a more in depth film analysis than Joe.
But it's just I get it, but it's just I don't know. I feel like Jermaine Johnson could be, Vernon Goldston, like just 1 year wonder, hasn't done anything, had to like transfer over. Like it's risky. Like he's also older on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think we just have to go KT if he's there, and if not, then all hell breaks loose. But like and wide receiver is just a must because I know you want to come back up and trade for him, and I get that. The problem is every team knows we want him. They could squeeze their balls and like ask for more picks because they'll be like, hey, Green Bay and Kansas City want some, like so like we're.
But that's okay because we were willing to give up 2 seconds and a third to go get our guy. I think there's going to be a team somewhere in the first that will take 2 seconds and a third, and that's like a team probably before the 20 pick. Like I don't think we have to do that, but if a team's playing that cute game, I would say, yo, I'm out of here.
That's a lot of capital, though. Like it's
sure it is. But we were going to give that up for a guy we wanted to pay $30 million a year for.
He's a proven player, though. There's a difference.
Yeah, but he's like 29 years old.
Depend on.
Like,
I mean, I get that. Trust me, it's not that. But you got to admit, you wanted him when you heard the news. Like we might be getting him.
I did not want him. No,
you didn't want Tyreek Hill?
I did not want Tyreek Hill. I think he's a wife beater and a child beater. I do not want him at all. There's other players. I think there's other guys that can run fast. I think there's other guys that can catch balls. I don't need someone like that on my team. It's exciting. Don't get me wrong.
Enough.
The initial oh wow, that would be wild.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was
did
in the
happen.
same boat because I totally forgot about his off the field issues for a second. You thought selfishly of the team, but then once he remembers, like what's probably better off.
Yeah, it's just it didn't feel like to me like the money thing didn't make sense to me. It didn't feel like a Joe Douglas move to give up a bunch of picks, and it also felt very weird.
But he was doing it. That's the thing.
Well, that's what it doesn't make sense to me. Like I almost feel like we were used as a ploy to get Miami to pay more, to get the Chiefs to get more. Tyreek got more, and then we kind of signaled to every other team hey, we're willing to give up these picks for a receiver. And I just don't.
Well, if it hurts Miami, screw them. So
Yeah, well that's just it, right? Like we hope we got enough value squeezed out of Miami for this trade. But brother, thank you so much for the call. You've been a gem. From the cockpit. I do think the pick's going to be edge. As much as I love Sauce Gardner, this is the same thing I said about the 2020 draft. And everyone just remembers Ryan loves CeeDee Lamb. I did love CeeDee Lamb. I think he's a great player. I have him on my fantasy team. Sauce Gardner, I think, is a great player. But I think edge is more important. And I do think the Jets could go edge wide receiver. I just think that there's a ton of value at wide receiver later on. But I don't think Joe wants the stigma of, hey, you didn't help your young quarterback. You went defense twice. I think there is some legit fear with that.
Call from
Jason.
To accept.
Jason, what's up, brother? Welcome to the cockpit.
How are we, Ryan?
I am not doing too bad. Talk to me. Is there some type of trade you want to see the Jets go in with this year?
I've been watching the stream pretty much since the beginning now, and I'm definitely liking what people are saying about the Chiefs because I was not thinking about that at all.
Yeah,
so seeing the Chiefs, that
Chiefs
was
coming up to 10 is an interesting thing, right?
Yeah, it definitely would. I've definitely been putting scenarios in my head about with the Saints, trying to do the PFF mock, seeing what and all that. But my overall, if we don't do any trades, I definitely think pick 4, or I can go one of two ways. Pick 4 would be Sauce, and then 10 would be Jermaine Johnson, which I know you said great pick, everything would go well. Or pick 4, Kayvon Thibodeau, pick 10, Derek Stingley.
I wouldn't hate that. As much as I said I didn't want to touch Stingley, I think that might provide better value. And then you kind of have the outside shot of maybe Sauce makes it past the Giants and sneaks by there.
Maybe, yeah.
I find it hard to believe that happens, but Stingley is interesting because he's considered a top 3 player in this class if healthy and everything checks out. But people are so worried about the injury. But then he runs a 4.37. This dude, if Stingley had his freshman year replicated 2 more years, he'd be the number 1 pick in this draft. It's crazy to think 100%. How talented this guy's ceiling is.
Yeah. And, I would honestly be okay with if they went McDuffie at 10. I mean, it might be a little early for him because I feel like,
He might go 13 to, I believe, the Vikings. They have 13, if I'm not mistaken. But
Sure,
you
but
know,
if
I
you could
still
go at
think-
13, why couldn't you go at 10, right? Like, it's so close. If you like one over the other, I'm
Yeah.
okay with it. So where would you go at 35 and 38 then?
35 would be best available receiver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
is there a
whoever
receiver
is
you're
there,
hoping is there, or is it like kind of, whoever's there?
because there's so many scenarios I can put in my head. It's hard to pick one. It's hard to figure out exactly. If I had to pick one at 35, I would maybe say Jahan Dotson.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Yeah.
like him.
I
would
him
like
a
Christian
lot.
Watson.
I like him.
I like them both. I think they're both great. If you're thinking realistically, obviously not Williams, Olave, all those players are not going to be there.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree that those top 5 are not going to be there.
Let's say Treylon Burks
But-
makes it down that far. Do you think Joe Douglas pulls the
If he
trigger on
does,
him with
we
the
should
low
definitely
RAS?
get him. There's a chance. I think out of those 5, with London, Olave, Williams, and Wilson, he would be the one to fall.
I agree.
But I think we take him. If he's not there, Jahan Dotson, Christian Watson.
Boom!
You're out of here!
Chicken, brother. We got 17 minutes left of the call-in show. You guys can plead your case. You get 3 minutes to tell me why I'm wrong, what kind of trade you want, what you want to see happen in the draft. Maybe you just want to talk a little bit. Not having a great day. I'm here for you.
Call from. To accept, press.
Welcome to the Cockpit.
Hey, Ryan, what's up?
Hey!
Finally got you.
Yeah, I had you before, and then it bounced you off. I was getting so frustrated. Then I think I tried to call you back, and it went to voicemail.
I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. So you were probably trying to call in, trying to get me anyway. But let's go. Talk to me.
I don't want to trade nobody.
Okay.
I don't feel it's necessary. And I'll tell you what, we got a deep receiver class, even in the second round. I don't know why everybody can't wait to get Debo, can't wait to get Metcalf. I mean, A.J. Brown, I'll be honest with you. I think there's guys in this draft that could be about their level.
I think people
like
want them
Garrett
because
Wilson.
you can grade Zach Wilson better. And it's not to say that these wide receivers won't go higher, talent-wise, than some of the receivers you could trade for, but I think the grading of Wilson is so critically important that they're willing to trade picks for proven guys that we know are good right now. And I can understand that thought process because I'm with you. I would like to make the picks, and I want Douglas to have the same caliber of success that he had last year with all our high picks this year.
You know what, Ryan? I know you're very heavy focused on defense, and I agree with you. We haven't had an edge rusher. Excuse me, lost my voice. We haven't had an edge rusher since John Abrams. But you know what? You got to make Zach Wilson comfortable. If we fail on the offensive side because Zach Wilson isn't developing, there goes our whole season. We got to get a receiver. If we have to go number 4 to receiver, we have to go number 4. We could get a pass rusher. You got Boya Mafi in the second round. If you can't get one in the first round, you can get Jermaine Johnson in number 10. We got to get that number 1 receiver, man, or we're in trouble.
Yeah, look, I can understand if guys say, hey, let's go offensive tackle. Let's say we go Icky at 4, we go Williams at 10, or something along those lines, or, your best receiver at 10, and you take whatever offensive lineman, maybe it's Trevor Penning, falls to, goes at 10. It's hard for me to argue against it because it's just, you have to get the quarterback right. If you don't get the quarterback right, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter if you have a pass rusher. But I do think in a pass rusher heavy draft and a defense heavy draft, don't force a need when there's some really good players that you can get trading back into the first or in the second round. I like a lot of the wide receivers, and I'm just curious to see, is there a particular receiver that Joe Douglas covets or that this team covets, or is it or do they feel kind of like me where you could kind of go a whole bunch of different routes? If they love a guy at 4, if they love a guy at 10, no questions asked, you got to help Zach.
Let me tell you something. That kid Alec Pierce from Cincinnati, that kid can play.
I like him a lot. A lot of people are not giving him.
He might be one of the steals of the draft.
100%. 6'3", dude. I like him a lot. If we wait till the second round, that's what I'm saying. There's 8 to 10 guys that are really good in this draft.
Yeah.
But I get where you're saying, because you got to help out Zach. Because if we fail and we took 2 defensive players at the top end of this draft, Joe Douglas is going to get roasted. Brother,
You
thank you
better
so
believe
much.
it, man.
You've been ejected from the cockpit. I love our calls. I believe that one was Joe. The names, I should really put names on these phone numbers when they pop in, because I get to know you guys by the sound of your voice, and then I always fudge up the names. So if it's not Joe, I'm pretty sure it's Joe. Then, oops. Although I can't really put in the name, because if I put in the name, then the name is voiced by Google. And I don't know if that's like something people want. Although it's really funny when the assassin calls in because I got to click it quick before I like drop the P word. You guys know who I'm talking about if you hang out on the stream. We got 12 minutes. We could take like 3 more calls. Ooh, Robbie Oak says Sims has Pierce as number 3, I think. Kind of crazy. I don't think he had him that high, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, did I not see the receiver? No, I definitely saw the receiver one. Where did he have him? He definitely had Pierce. He did have him at 3, actually. It was definitely 3. It was what? Jameson, Williams. He didn't have Garrett Wilson or Olave, I think. I think it was, God, who was? Burks might have been 5. If you guys know it in the chat. I don't remember what Sims' top 5 receivers were, but you're right. I made a video about it. I should know this. Watson and Pierce. Oh, God, I like Watson. I really do. Who we got?
Call from.
No! I tried. Let's see. Maybe I'll call someone random back. Let's call this guy back. Who we got?
Hello?
Hey, it's Ryan. What's up?
Hey, man, we just spoke with each other.
Oh, were you trying to call in again, or am I just calling duplicates?
No, you just call him probably
just a random.
A past call.
I see. All right, take it easy, dude.
Take.
Oh, I'm gonna eject myself from the cockpit.
That's it. You're out of
What
here.
we got? This is an orange number. Let's call an orange number. Let's see what that does. Who is this person? Ah, Sims had Christian Watson at number 2.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, man, I can't wait to the draft.
Dude, are you going to be watching the draft stream?
Like, yeah, I'm going to be actually watching your channel because I'm not watching it on through ESPN or whatever.
Ah, I love it. Well, see, it's good to have it on ESPN so you kind of see and get the narrative, but then you can also hear us and our reaction. We're kind of like 30 seconds delayed. So you're going to wind up being able to watch the draft and then be like, oh, wow, that's interesting. What did these guys think? And then you'll catch our live reaction on it.
I'm sure you'll be with Green Bay and Matt
Oh,
O'Leary.
Dude, we've been doing this for 3 years. I absolutely love the draft streams. It's something we look forward to every damn year. And we talk about it like throughout the season too. We'll be texting about like, yo, I can't wait till next year. Even though we're burnt out after 3 days.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to worry about the draft next year.
Oh, I hope so. I hope it makes it so much harder for the mock draft, which like sucks for like my off-season content because if you have the 20th pick, it's a lot more like what happens. But then that means we did better in season, which is good for the channel too.
Would you want to trade with the Saints 16 and 19 for number 4?
I wouldn't hate it. I'd be cool with it because I think edge rusher at 10 is totally fine with me. So if you get a haul of picks from either the Saints or the Steelers or some other team, I'm okay with trading down 100%. I don't think there's one edge rusher that I covet so much more than another that I wouldn't feel comfortable taking more at 10.
I totally agree with you.
Are there players you want to see the Jets take at 16 and 19?
Linderbaum's a little bit of a stretch. I kind of want to. I'd rather take those two and just trade more back and totally be fine with it.
Yeah.
But
Now,
we need players too. So,
is there someone you hope falls to 10 that you would take?
I do like Lloyd. I think we could double dip here at edge here. That's not impossible.
Yeah, we've talked about that too, where it's like, what happens if you can get Walker, who's like a D-tackle, D-end hybrid, and then you get someone like a Karlaftis or Johnson at 10, and now you have guys that make this defensive line like totally dynamic and builds in an insurance policy for Carl Lawson. Like, instead of taking the luxury pick that might be maybe a safety or a corner.
Exactly.
And like, I still like the receiver at the tail end of the first.
Trent McDuffie is like one of those names that pop up around there. He seems pretty good.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. There's a lot of guys that I like. I do think Sauce is way and away the best because he doesn't have the question mark that Stingley has, but I think Stingley talent-wise is on par. And then McDuffie's just, a level down from that.
Him and Thibodeau, they're just two West Coast guys. They're not for us. I don't want that attitude in our...
There's something about Thibodeau, and it fascinates me because I think he could be a star in New York City, I really do. But I think he's going to be feeling himself too much in the big city, I really do, and it concerns the living life out of me.
He doesn't have the mental capacity.
I don't want to say that because Oregon has a huge spotlight on him. They're always, they're one of the
That's
premier.
college though.
Yeah, it is, but I think he was the number one recruit coming out of high school. I just think I think he thinks his shit doesn't smell. That's what I'm concerned about. And it's the talent I think is there, but I think when you see Sims say look, this dude's not even a top guy, that certainly concerns me. But brother, thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit.
You're out of here.
All right, we got time for another call. Let's get one more caller in here. Let's see if the phone calls are gonna work. And if not, I'll try something different. After this stream, I am going to try and find another call-in service instead of Google Voice. Clearly, not working the right way. And I would love to have people on hold because I feel bad for people that have called in a zillion times and have not gotten through. At least if you call in, you could wait, and then I'll get to you. And then I could rip through calls. That would be great. William says, let's get some more polls in the chat. That's the tough thing about doing the live call-in show. I almost need a producer on the back end that I just allowed to do these things. I wish moderators could make a poll question. That would be ideal, because then you guys could dictate all that. I get a few of you guys there. Be awesome. Now, if you guys want to know what our results were of what trade would you like to do, trade down with the Saints won at 46%. Trade for a player was 32%. Trade down with the Steelers was 14%. Trade up was 7%. So you guys are not high on the trade up train. I like trading up into the first. I know you guys don't, but I like it. I like it. I think that's the sweet spot. I really do. Jake says, give me more lottery tickets versus one big one at 4. So he's looking for the trade down. Briona. Watson. Afram says, do StreamYard and do video calls. I could do video calls with this. This software I like way more than StreamYard, but I don't always love the video call because it gets kind of weird, and I think it turns off some people that don't want to show their face. Who we got?
Call from
Malik.
Ooh, Malik.
To accept.
What's up, brother? Welcome to the cockpit.
Ah, my God.
I know, you've been trying so hard. I had you before, and I picked it up, and it hung up. I was like, no!
For real. But Ado, I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
Jermaine Johnson's tape is pretty legit. So to be honest, we already got our edge, man. We need to take him at 10. Take Sauce at 4 because we need that dog.
Sauce is gonna bring that dog that we need.
Dude, I think he can create more opportunities for our offense. Like, I think he can intercept the ball. I think he
We
can
need
sack
to be
the
trying
quarterback.
to. We need to. This is what I'm trying to say. We need to change the culture, man. That's what we need to do. We need to change the culture of this team. We need dogs. Jermaine Johnson, he's a dog, man. A dog.
Dude, I agree.
I'm
Those
telling
are
you.
the two players that like I really like as culture fits. I really like at positions of need, and I really think they are both realistic options at both those picks. But it just the whole wide receiver thing is just so frustrating. Like we took Mims
listen,
2
what I
years
was
ago.
trying to
Like I
tell-
wanted that to be the solution.
This is what I was trying to tell your dog on the last podcast. Your dog Matt. I was trying to tell him, don't get it twisted.
Sure.
KT, he's a good prospect. I love KT. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
But you mean to tell me you're comparing yourself to Jadeveon Clowney? I thought we were supposed to be Lawrence Taylor. Like,
Right.
come on, what are we trying to build here? We want goats. We don't want the little whack. We don't need that shit. We want goats on this team. We need to change the culture, man. The Kobe Dean. I would try to get a linebacker.
Dude, I
Dean.
like Nakobe Dean over KT. I really do. Like if I'm
We're trying
thinking
to
like
trade up-
mentality, like I would if you could trade. Oh, God, I want to find a way to get Nakobe Dean on this team. I don't know how to do it without trading down and losing sauce. But
Listen, before the time runs out, I
Yeah.
want to ask you about something.
yeah, fire away.
I think we should go all defense. Hear me out on this.
Ooh, okay.
Instead of trying to just draft a receiver,
Mm-hmm.
Denzel Mims, let's invest our assets into Denzel Mims. Listen, Julio Jones. We should try to pick up Julio Jones, right? Put him on a 2-year contract and
Mm-hmm.
let him mentor Denzel Mims. Like if he mentors Denzel Mims, he can be. We don't need to try to trade for Deebo Samuel. We have our Deebo Samuel and Elijah Moore. Just give them the opportunity to be Deebo Samuel. You know what I'm saying? We have to give our guys opportunities. That's what I'm saying. We have to give our guys opportunities, man.
So let's play that devil's advocate because I do think there's an interesting thought process here because if they believe in Mims, which I think is a really risky proposition, but you have us bringing in Julio Jones. So you're kind of like at least hedging your bets a little bit. And I do think we want to run the 2 tight end sets. I think we want to go with Corey Davis. I think we want Elijah Moore. I think we want Braxton Berrios. And I think we've got Michael Carter. So there's a lot of mouths to feed already without bringing in a wide receiver.
No, we don't need Julio Jones to be Atlanta Falcons Julio
Yeah.
Jones.
No, I
We just
see
need
what
him
you're
to
saying.
mentor Denzel Mims. Give him whatever you want. He wants a 15 mil. Just give it to him for 2 years.
Oh, you're nuts.
We're not.
I'm not giving
listen,
Julio
no,
15 million.
listen. Hear me out. Hear me
Okay.
out. This is what I want you to. We're not. That's not. Come on now. We're not about to be Super Bowl contenders in 2 years. Come on.
Sure.
We can afford. We're not gonna. We gotta trust in the rebuilding process. We're just giving them
I
a
love your
2-year
mindset, Malik, but you better check that from the cockpit.
That's it. You're out of here.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so let me talk about this real quick because if we go all defense, I don't think that's a good move. I don't think you should do that. I think if you want to go 3 of 4 being defense and 1 wide receiver, that's probably more where I'm dialed in with. It's interesting though. If you go defense, you go edge rusher, you go corner, edge rusher. I would love to go linebacker and safety then, I guess, if you really wanted to pull that trigger. I don't think that's a smart move though. I want a receiver within the top 2 rounds. Would I trade for one? Yeah, I would. I would understand if they wanted to. I wanted Ridley. I'd be cool with AJ Brown. I'd be cool with Debo. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plans out. And we only have 10 days. So boys and girls, if you're going to be hanging out with us for the draft stream, hit that like button. If you're not going to be hanging out with the draft stream, but you're going to go back and watch some of the highlights, hit the like button. If you want to send me an email, because I have some help that I'm looking to get on the back end of things. Reach out because there's a few tasks that I'm trying to kind of figure out that I don't want to do. While I'm on stream, there's just too much. I don't have the mental bandwidth while the draft's going on to be able to do that. But guys, it's been a lot of fun. I enjoyed taking your phone calls. I think all of us are burnt out from this draft talk, and we just wanted to be here. 10 more days. If you guys aren't, make sure you head over to Green Bean Stream. I think he's got one going on tonight at 10 o'clock. We will see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock for Talking Jets. My name's Ryan. This is Jets Talk signing off. Jets.